Good evening, Speed Gaming, and welcome to a very special installment of our Link to the Past Randomizer Daily Race series. We've got quite a match for you tonight. We are featuring True Pot Hunt, which we will explain as things get moving here, but the 420 rupees they start with should tell you all. Oh, we're underway already. That was fast. Anyway, I'm Drosy. I'm here with Lana Beam. We have homemade beer and home wrecker. And we have a piece of Triforce in Link's house. That's always a good start. Only 212 to go.
Lots of those. But basically, this mode comes down to finding 213 of 420 Triforce pieces. This is a cross keys and shop sanity and key drop shuffle, meaning all the guards which normally drop keys, well, they're going to be a random thing now. Pottery lottery, so pots contain things too. Dungeon counters are on, meaning that they get an item count of each dungeon, but they start with boots, a lamp, and 420 rupees.
And you can tell whether a pot's shuffled by whether there's like that kind of red space under it, like with the two pots that Homewrecker just picked up. And there's Muradala at the entrance of the castle. We will need to talk to him to enter the Triforce room once we have all the pieces.
Oh, Sick Kid got an upgraded house. That's nice.
Not that we have a bottle to show him, but... Yeah, it's reminding... If you've seen the musical Six, Anne of Cleves' song, like, involves Come to My Castle, so that's clearly what Sick Kid is doing.
There you go. We got bombs from, I think, Tier 2. There's Ganon, which we'll never actually face, at Hyrule Castle.
So, for those of you who don't know the story behind all this, last year, Homemade Beer and Structural Mike put on a tournament called a very inconspicuous and normal ALTTP Randomizer tournament, or Avian Art for short. And it featured 5 kind of meme-ish modes, and this wound up by far being the one of the 5 that actually had staying power.
All mods have their little nuances, but this particular mode just seems to entertain the most.
Yeah, it wound up being what almost everyone, started choosing when they had free choice of mode in that tournament. And accordingly, we have, I believe, 12 racers tonight playing this mode.
Yeah, pretty good turnout, really. This isn't a particularly long mode. It'll probably be around the time as a standard open or maybe a key sanity. It's not going to go super long, so it's one of those modes you just got to find your entrances and pick up all the pots you possibly can.
Oh, speaking of picking up pots, there's the bow, so that's the first actual weapon we've found besides bombs. Not that we have many arrows, or in Homewrecker's case, any arrows.
True. And Eastern's one of those really interesting dungeons. There's lots of checks, but there are quite a few. Oh, there's a sword for Homewrecker in TR. Anyway, Eastern Palace just has a bunch of checks, but that little key held by the enemy or under the pot on the right side of Eastern, well, that's shuffled as well. So Eastern Palace is fruitful, but you gotta find its small keys.
Yeah, and, in terms of a lot of checks, you really have to be aware of, what dungeons have a lot of pots in them. Like Skull Woods, I think, has about 80 checks in it because it just has that many pots.
It does. Very dense location, but as you can see, even the small ones, $50 for a Triforce piece, we'll take it. Even the small dungeons end up having quite a few pots sometimes.
And, of course, the nice thing about Skull Woods is, except for the back, all the other entrances are shuffled among themselves. So you know where most of Skull Woods is going to be. But,
Yeah,
of course, you need Dark World access.
Exactly. A lot of free checks there, but you still need a little bit of help. And in this mode, you're not even guaranteed to ever find the Moon Pearl. Oh, look, a glove.
Well, that's a third of regular Dark World access. Again, this being a cross keys based mode, there will be connectors to the Dark World as well.
And there's flippers located in the front of desert as well for Homewrecker.
And one of those rare occasions when you see people actually go into the front of tavern.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
French Vanilla Desert Big Key. How about that?
how adorable. Alright, we got one small key to desert. Typically, you don't see runners using it on this right side here. Because there's only 2 chests. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, but in this mode.
Yeah, looks like I am mistaken. We are spending that key.
I mean, because otherwise you need to find the back of desert.
That's very true, and you're not really guaranteed to ever need to.
Right. I mean, since this is 213 out of 420, there are probably a lot of places we won't be seeing. You just kind of have to take what you find.
True. But it's one of those modes where if you find Mini Moldorm Cave, suddenly you're like, oh, wait, there's 5 checks. And look, there are $5 for every chest. The real locations are like you were saying earlier, Skullwoods. Ice Palace is another super dense location with a lot of pods you can lift.
And even desert here has 56 total, though, as we were saying, a lot of those 56 are in the back. But we don't know where the back is.
Nor do we have the keys, unfortunately. Homemade beer does come in here with no small key. Oh, look, another big key.
The eastmost portal leads to a cold bee.
I don't get that hint.
Yeah, I don't really understand entrance rando hints.
Careful, Homewrecker, there's a shield. No!
Too bad they were already on plastic shield, now they've upgraded.
Why, Seed, why?
And hey, Homewrecker's already at 25, 26.
Yeah, this mode, like we said, is not particularly long, especially if you find all those entrances that just have a lot of checks.
And Homewrecker is just gonna get himself sent back to the entrance here. And of course, as with any entrance shuffle, the back of the tavern is always the back of the tavern. Because it is the only entrance that gets entered from the top.
Yep, so unless you're playing some of those decoupled or insanity entrance seeds, you're probably not gonna worry too much about something else being there. And if we didn't mention today, a big thank you to Raka handling all the clicking for us. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I warned her beforehand. She will run out of keys to track, but that's okay. That is, she will run out of slots to track the keys, I should say.
Yeah, tracker only allows us to go to 6 pod smalls. And there are 6 pod smalls, but that being said, like a place like Desert, we only can track 1. And you see homemade beer heading up, not Mimic, pardon me, that's Bumper, and that's because there's pots up here. And
but it is kind of hard to skirt through without the hook shot. It's in logic, but it's hard to skirt through. Third time's a charm?
Yeah. Okay, you got this, beer. You got this. Got
There we go.
Oh, and this is the mode that you do want to find a few Mire small keys. There are a lot of locations in Mire you can get to. You got your boots, so if you end up having an easy way to clear some of Mire, early on, Mire could be a very, very dense location to check.
And one other thing we should mention, you saw that we started with 420 rupees and that there are 420 total Triforce pieces in the pot. For some slick math as only Structural Mike could do, the reason for collecting 213 is so that you leave 207 uncollected, and 207 is 3 times 69.
It's what it is. Absolutely.
Triply nice. Wow, the upgrade fairy has blue mail for sale. You don't see that too often.
So technically still upgrade fairy.
So Beard didn't want to do TR when he found that entrance that Homewrecker did.
Well, it had a sword, I believe, so it's unfortunate.
I don't know if he just doesn't want to go out of logic or what, because you have to bonk over the rail.
And Homewrecker realizing that, well, I forgot a couple of pots in here, gotta go back.
Convenient that he happened to find another entrance. So, we have the Thieves' Hideout at Lumberjack, which fortunately is only one item. It is a small key. I don't think we're beating Aga.
Probably not. We need to find... I think for Aga Tower in this mode is like 6 small keys, unlike the usual 2.
And even Magic Bat has a couple of items under pots, even though we don't have powder to trigger the bat itself.
These are just little things you learn playing this mode. You're like, okay, where are all the pots?
I'm still kind of intrigued by Beer's decision not to dip Turtle Rock.
Well, probably enough entrances out there, he's not too worried about it. But yeah, it's unfortunately going to cost him a sword. I'm not going to turn down money in the seat, and Homewrecker picks up a big 300 at the Dancing Woman there.
Yeah, as we've seen, Triforce pieces are on sale in a lot of stores, and they tend to range from about $50 to $100.
They can, and you can even find some items which are right around 200 rupees. It can get quite expensive.
Yeah, something like the hammer's on sale.
Oh, look, it's the well. Ooh, one of those precious ice small keys you want to see. And you got it, I think... Did Homewrecker get the glove? I don't think he
guess
did.
not.
No.
It's not on his tracker. But when Homemade Beer gets around here, he will be able to do the front of the well. Oh, and Uncle at Useless Fairy, okay. Uncle giving us lunch money. I mean, you know how much the cost of a lunch has gone up with inflation lately.
Right? And does that put the woods drop down in Ganon?
No, we saw the Thieves' Hideout, if that's what you're referring to. That's here at Lumberjack.
Oh, okay.
So does that mean Useless Fairy at Ganon?
That's right, yeah, we have not seen Useless Fairy, so that's not bad. I mean, even though you're probably not going to beat GT in this mode. We'll see how many Triforce pieces Homewrecker had to skip out on without that glove.
Yeah, now connectors like these really... I mean, they confused me to begin with in a cross keys type mode, and then throw in Potto Lotto, and you have to remember where the pots are and everything.
And Homewrecker did not pick up those pots. Did he already take this connector?
I think he might have. I thought those pots weren't supposed to be red once you've cleared them once, though.
Yeah, I don't think he picked up those pots. I mean, that's probably fine, but... Okay, he remembered what mode this is. He was about to walk out.
And Homemade Beer does have the glove, so we will get to see Front of Escape here. And there's the glove for Homewrecker.
Is that the same glove?
I believe so, because I remember Homemade Beer being on the mountain.
Oh, okay. I think we got another smoke-heated desert. That's not bad. Oh yeah, there's the bow that Homemade Beer got. And a castle tower small. I think there's still maybe 4 of them out there, but it's a good start.
Honestly, I was just thinking in terms of, MSUs. Given that this is kind of a meme mode, and given that Adirondack Rick is on vacation, we really should have featured Upsal Sliders.
I cannot disagree with that statement. He would never know.
So I believe Homemade Beer did also return the Old Man. Yeah, that's the Ice Palace Small that we see on his side as well.
Nice 8 bombs under that pot there.
Yeah, Beer, why did you go into Sank when you already... Or had he knocked on the drop down? I thought he did the drop down. I'm confused.
Oh, he 100% did. Is he landing? Yeah, he's still landing. Okay.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out, why he went... Oh, is that part of the Houlihan setup there? I thought you just had to bomb yourself in.
I think you do, but he may have thought his camera was too low at one point. If it does go too low, then it won't work, so he probably went in that entrance trying to reset his camera high enough.
Oh, okay. By the way, for Houlihaning, there was a interesting main tournament race a few days ago. Lana, did you see it?
I did not. What's that?
It was an Ambrosia race, and Ingembro unintentionally Houlihaned on Uncle Drop Down.
Oh, that's great.
And, Uncle had a glove and it inverted. It's really hard to get back to Uncle since he had, Houlihaned.
Yes, it is.
So that made for an interesting race. He still won somehow.
Oh my gosh, that's tough. I'm not even gonna get free money there. Oh, never mind. He's going in.
Beer really wants his money here.
Okay, X9 now. Let's go.
Tried to show off and missed.
He tried once. That's fine. Watch out. Crab's still hurt as well.
Yeah, and Beer still doesn't have that sword because he didn't go into TR. So he's kind of defenseless here.
Oh my gosh, that was so close. Oh my gosh, Peter! Those crabs were just gunning for him.
And Homewrecker remembering all those crazy entrances that you only see in entrance modes, like the Bonk Rocks north of Link's house.
And Beer's taking a hard pass on Ice Rod Cave entrance for now.
Hey, and here's finally a bottle to show to Sick Kid.
Right next to Sick Kid. There you go.
Yeah, I'm thinking, like, with the bombos those runners have gotten, the sword is actually relevant. You cannot use medallions without a sword.
That is true. If entrance that you want is locked behind a sword, definite advantage for Homewrecker. And another desert small.
Cody is saying there's also a no logic variant to True Pot Hunt. I wasn't aware of that. That seems truly insane.
That sounds fun. As long as you start with like a sword and of course you start with boots in this mode. If you start with a sword, it's fine. Oh, it's Johnny, who's probably not as good as he normally is, but we'll take a look. I stand corrected. That's a pretty decent hype game.
Yeah, the keys aren't great, but 2 Triforce pieces, I'll take it.
Now, Myra Smalls, you do want a few of those. Those unlock quite a few checks in Myra if you can find it. And if you can get 2 or 3 ice small keys, you're in great shape for that dungeon too. Especially with that Bombos.
Yeah, I guess Ice and Meyer both have a fair number of keys under pots normally that you just kind of take for granted. Hey, and with the Hyrule Castle small key, well, there are several of them. I was just thinking, what does that put in logic? And then it's like, oh yeah, these guards actually will drop something different. Just a green rupee, though.
Alright, gonna take that small key and go to the back. I think you want like 4 or 5 Faber Castle small keys to clear out most of this.
Okay, Hookshot Cave is interesting because it does have all these pots. Of course, you do that now, you can't bonk out, so you have to go back around.
And beer can hover.
And Homewrecker finds another heart container. Beer is still pretty short on health. Wrecker is starting to get in a bit better of a health position. Ooh, that's... Yeah, when you have to actually find stuff under pots, that's kind of interesting because normally you'd bonk off that pot, but you can't if you want to see what's under it.
Okay, he's 3 for 3, or 2 for 2 so far. I know he's 3 for 3. This is... Okay, 4 for 4. He's got 1 more check to get.
He isn't trying for it.
Hope it's not important.
I'm surprised you didn't pick up that original pot, though.
I think he did. He initially picked it up and then walked out and came back in.
Oh, okay, I missed that. Meanwhile, Homewrecker's in the sewers.
Yes, very dense location in the escape sequence. No more small keys, can't get further, but they're not much further.
But you do get to check the key rat. And the key rat does have a Triforce piece, so not a total waste. And yeah, that's where Homewrecker realizes, oh yeah, I need more keys.
That is where your journey ends. There are 120 checks in GT, whereas normally you have 27 chests.
So, hey, GT is almost 50% better than Skull Woods.
Right?
Speaking of which, still no Moon Pearl, though, as you said, we may simply never find one. Pat's saying, isn't it no longer the Triforce? That's true, it's the Docenta Deca Force or something.
That sounds really nice. I like that.
Hey, Homewrecker got Bumper Cave first try. And heads up by Homemade Beer, remembering that, you can do this first floor on the GT climb without the big key.
Yes, you can. And in this mode, these chests tend to have stuff.
Yeah, though, again, lack of a sword is kind of a problem when you have to just use bow and arrows on everything, as Homemade Beer takes a death there, and I don't think that was intentional.
No, he got knocked off to the side by that anti-fairy, and then the pickup of the item refreshed his hitbox, so no invincibility frames.
Hey,
Yes,
Lana?
got him, yes.
Where are all the Uncle Fairies?
Uncle Fairies?
Yes, he's having problems with the anti-fairies.
Oh, got you. I like that too. You are on your game tonight.
Have to be on Friday night.
All right, what do we got in Zora Ledge? And something we'll never touch.
And yeah, it's so easy to spend money here. Neither of our runners are anywhere near Zora money, and it's also just one check. Chances are we're not going to need it. Watch it be the hammer.
Right.
And we don't have the mirror, so Homewrecker is going to be bunny walking around the mire area just to see if there's anything we can do in the caves. There's Death Mountain Descent. Homemade Beer, not going to bother with that.
And we can loot Super Bunny, hence the name. And Homemade Beer comes and finds Castle Tower. 2 small keys, so going to be able to loot quite a bit of it.
Yeah, Homewrecker came in here with no small keys, so he got the first chest, and that was it.
Okay, that ball and chain guard just clipped Beer into the end of the wall. That was nice.
Those guards are extremely annoying, though. Again, could you please do, Ooh, Mitts in Super Bunny Cave. Nice find. But yeah, Beer, can you please do TR and get a sword? So Homewrecker finds himself on Dark Death Mountain. We can continue the bunny walk here. Oh no, this is regular Death Mountain. Isn't it? Now I can't remember where we actually found GT. I guess it was on Dark Death Mountain, and we have to do a bunny revive. I didn't notice Homemade Beer doing that.
So the interesting thing is Homewrecker has come into GT with a small key. So he could actually go right side to the Firelock side. And not only does he get to...
Not without the Cane of Samaria.
Never mind. You're right. Details.
But we do get these 2 checks here that I don't think Homemade Beer did.
Oh,
Fire Rod's nice.
You don't say, game.
So the game says, watch your magic meter, but yeah, when you don't have any other weapons besides the bow, it's pretty nice.
Half magic would be nice, but that could be in a lot of places.
And Beer continues his climb. Wrecker having a much easier time in this room with the sword. Let's... Oh, Moon Pearl! Wow! So,
I can't believe he picked that up. Isn't there an unwritten rule you just don't pick it up?
Hey, I'm excited about Skull Woods being a possibility. Let me have my excitement.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he just needs to go to Super Bunny Cave and get the mitts, and then he has, like, regular Dark World access.
Let you look and see what Homewrecker's doing.
Yeah, he still doesn't have the big key, so he can't go past the room. I guess there are no pots in the next room.
I thought there was two. I think one is the switch, one is...
No, but you can't get to that room because that's after the big key door.
Oh, you're right.
But yeah, I guess the one with the big key door and it doesn't have any pots.
Not just a long straightaway. Well, the runners are at about the 1/3 mark as far as Triforce pieces go. A little over. Hey, speaking of Skull Woods.
Well, Homewrecker's at exactly the 1/3 mark.
True.
Yeah. Oh, I even underestimated. I thought it was like 80. It's apparently 91 in Skull Woods. I just realized we never saw the back of Escape and Sanctuary. Well, no, we did a Sank Start. I can't remember where Sank Start put us. Was that Magic Bat?
No, I think we scouted... Was it Kakariko? I don't even remember.
Well, let's see if Beer, unlocks the back of Escape. I think it might be Magic Bat. In which case, we'd need the hammer or Dark World access and the mirror to get there other than by going through here. Ooh, and there's the shovel in the back of Skull Woods.
Oh, speaking of back of Escape.
Of course, home. Right, that's why I'm saying we haven't seen it so far. I think it's at Magic Bat location.
And of course, you can't forget all the pots located next to the rats here coming up.
Yeah, so Homewrecker didn't have small keys for Agate Tower, so he doesn't have the Fire Rod, so he had to do that room the slightly out of logic way.
Yeah, he needs that small key to get that Moon Pearl.
And of course, that Gibdo in this room has a drop, so we're just gonna bombos everyone and get it that way. And we'll take the free elevator shuttle.